So guys, what is up my snow babies and welcome back to the podcast of the girl behind the camera. Today we're taking a walk and a stroll up and down my street and we're just going to talk about some trauma. Well, I guess we'd call it childhood trauma, if that's what you want to suggest it. We're going to chat about that. So if you're new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy this podcast episode. So today we are talking about traumas, as I said. And honestly, I would say I had a pretty good few traumas in my life. Some of them I won't be able to speak about due to legal reasons, and some are just too inappropriate to speak about. But I guess we could start. Let's start with middle school because middle school was hard for me. Like honestly, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. People always say, high school was the bad guy. Nobody likes high school. High school is where kids could bully the most, and that is most definitely true. So if you're a middle schooler, always make sure you protect your peace, please, 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 please. But me as a middle schooler, I went to a school that was located in Texas, and of course, the tallest kid out of my class was always tall. So, being a tall student is not easy. You get picked on a lot. Back in elementary school, I'm going to say fifth grade, I got bullied for the way that I looked. I got bullied for my looks. And that really did cause me to believe that, I actually did look ugly and I wasn't pretty. And being bullied it really did push me over the edge, especially when I remember the situation like it happened yesterday, but I was actually and me and my class, we were going to lunch and I had this group of girls. It was like 4 girls. And I thought they were my friend. I really did think they were my friend. I thought, okay, we're friends. They're going to keep it real with me. No. No, that did not happen. It never happened. So we're on our way to lunch, and I was walking with them, and I was trying to walk with them, and they just kept, walking faster. I was asking questions. Nobody wanted to answer my questions. I was like, what's going on here? Like, we're gonna explain what's going on. And they were like, you can't be our friend. You're ugly. You have a dot on your face, and you're too tall. And hearing that comment kind of just broke me because that wasn't the first time that I was told I was ugly. That wasn't the first time that I was bullied for the way that I looked. That wasn't the first time I was bullied for having. They're called moles, but I call them beauty marks. So that wasn't the first time that I was bullied for having a beauty mark on my face. I was actually bullied when I was younger. And I remember the lady that I went to church with. She was a really good woman of God. And she told me that people are going to find the littlest things to pick on you about. And your moles are going to be one of them. Your moles are not moles. Your moles are beauty marks because they are a part of you. That's what makes you special. So with that being said, when I heard those girls say that really did break my heart because I was like, damn, thought that was my friend. But nope. So after I was told that, I think it was at this moment that I realized I had like the feeling of not wanting to exist. And I think that's where most of this stuff kicked in because, people say in middle school is when you start to experience not wanting to exist, but I experienced it in fifth grade by that one experience. So yeah, let's just say what I did next in that story did not end up well, and I don't want to say it on the mic because if I do, when I go to upload this to the podcast, YouTube might take that down. So I can't quite say what I did to myself, but it happened on school grounds, and my teacher had to come and untie me, and I was sent to the counselor's office, and yeah, from there, my mom was like, why would you do that? What happened? And I told her, and she was like, oh no, I'm not going for that. So of course, she went up to the school, she talked to the counselor about it, blah, blah, blah. Ever since that moment, I continue to get bullied all the way up to, I still get bullied now, so I don't really care anymore. But once middle school hit, I think seventh grade was literally like the hardest year for me. I was so close with my teachers, and that was the good thing. But the bad thing was I was never, ever, ever close to the students because the students were so brutal and they were so rude, and it was just not my cup of tea. So with that being said, middle school came around, and I was like, okay, we got this, girl. And then I experienced bullying, and then me and my mom were having problems at home. So it was kind of just a train wreck. And, being in middle school, once again, you're around very hateful people. So being told that I was ugly or I wasn't pretty or I should go blank myself, like, it never really sat well with me. And in middle school, I remember I was getting bullied extremely bad. And my art teacher was not there. Somebody had said something in art class that pushed me over the edge. And, oh, fuck. And I tried to do something in the classroom. And then I got sent to the counselor's office once again. I think I lived my life in the counselor's office, I'm not gonna lie. But shortly after that, I ended up catching COVID. So luckily I was able to stay home. I got COVID, quarantine for my little 14 days, and then going back to school was hard for me because you have COVID and then you have post-COVID. And my post-COVID was so bad that I had gained this thing that's called pre-syncope. It's not epilepsy, but it kind of is in a way. It's where like a person will like not be able to function for 30 seconds to a minute. So I ended up getting that from COVID. Oh my God, that dog scared the mess out of me. I'm walking up and down the street and that dog just scared the mess out of me. Oh my God. It's like 4 a.m. But yeah, so I was just casually chilling And yeah, pop pre-syncope after COVID. Bro, shut up. Don't nobody care. Okay, anywho, I'm just gonna move you guys closer to my mouth because these dogs are staring at me from the bottom of the fence. Okay. Um, but anywho, casually being in middle school having COVID pre-syncope, and then after pre-syncope, I never got rid of it because I can't. It stays with you. Um, till this day, I have it under control, but it does come back sometimes. And having it is like it's not easy. So, with that being said, I know I keep saying that. I need to find a different catchphrase for that. But with that being said, I ended up catching pre-syncope after COVID, and I returned back to school. And of course, I wasn't in my most well health, and this is when we were trying to figure out what I had. So I was going to the places where they put like the wires on your head, and you get brain studied and all that extra stuff. I had like appointments 2 times a week, and I was going to my primary care doctor like once a week. Like we were going back and forth over here, like it was super bad. And I remember a pre-syncope episode happened at school, and it happened while I was transitioning classes. And my teacher was like, "Get up! It's not funny to fake a seizure." Da 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 da. And I was like, "What are you talking about? What? What? Huh? Who's faking what?" So once I had found out about this, so after she said that, I was like, once I regained my consciousness, of course I cut off on her and I sent her a rude email afterwards. But it wasn't like anything like rude. It was just me explaining to her like what happened and what's been happening that week, and that it had nothing to do with her and it had nothing to do with her concern. So if she would just mind her business and waited until I informed the teachers about it, this wouldn't be a problem. And instead, I ended up getting punished for it. I got suspended for 1 day, and within that 1 day suspension, I ended up in the hospital because I actually blacked out and I was sweaty real bad. I had low vitamin C, D, E, and other vitamins. And on top of that, I was hospitalized for a week. So I think after that, she should probably feel bad, but I'm still pretty sure till this day she probably does not care, honestly. But so shortly after that, after having pre-syncope, high school kind of came around the corner pretty fast. I moved from Texas to Maryland, and I was like, okay, it's my first time being here. Freshman year was not bad. I actually liked my freshman year. No, in public school. I was going to say private school. I was going to mess up, but I actually loved my freshman year. My freshman year was like so relaxing. I did volleyball, basketball. I don't think I did track. But I really did enjoy my freshman year of high school. I had so many cool friends, and I'm still friends with them to this day, even though we live in a different state. I'm still friends with them, and I really do love my friends from my old high school freshman year. Like that school gave me some really good memories. But then, of course, as you guys know, I got offered to go play at a different school, and it was a private school, and I took that opportunity, and I was so stupid to take that opportunity, and I realized that now. But that's for a different situation. But since we're on the topic of trauma and bullying, I might as well say some stories from this private school, right? So, I mean, why not? So I attended this private school, and I would say the first bullying situation I had was when I first joined the team. It was our first trip. I was really close with this one coach. I seen her as like a family member, like a second mother to me. Like she's like, what the heck? But anyway, she like really meant a lot to me, and so I felt comfortable with her. So every night, and I know this may sound weird, but every night we just chat, and like it's like I talk to her to get stuff off my chest. So earlier in not earlier in the day, but like maybe 30 minutes before our team meeting, we were all in one room, all of the girls, and we were having a little conversation or something, and one of the girls told me, "You got to get out." And I was like, like, why do I need to get out of everybody in here? I need to get out. I was very confused. So a few minutes later, I go in my room, and I'm like, I'm still confused on why I was kicked out. Like that didn't make any sense. But I was like, okay. So then we had a team meeting. I didn't socialize with anybody until then because I was like, okay, if you're gonna kick me out, then clearly you don't want me to know something. And all right, then don't talk to me. So I'm texting the coach, and and I'm still not gonna say what the message was till this day, but I was typing up a message to send to our coach, and this was just my private business. And as I sent the message, I didn't know that one of the girls were hovering over my dang on phone and were being nosy. So she seen who I was typing to, and she seen a message, and she was like, "Oh, she's talking about us." And I was like, "Oh my god!" So after we get out of the coach's room, we get down the hall, we get to the elevators, I start getting attacked. "Oh, you're a effing snitch. Oh, you're a snitch. Oh, you're this and that, bro. I will beat your da 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 da." And I was like, "What is going on, huh?" And it was like, "You over here texting the coach our business and everything we said in that room." I was like, "What are you talking about? Nobody was texting her nothing about what was said in the room." And like, second of all, y'all kicked me out. So I mean, like, what was there really to say? So after still getting verbally abused and verbally bullied, and feeling threatened that I was getting ready to get jumped, I stormed out, and I was like, nobody said nothing about y'all and y'all's business. Now leave me the F alone. And I stormed off, and I took the stairs all the way down to like the first floor. And only out of all the girls on that team, only one person came chasing after me. And I'm still close with her to this day. And I remember telling her like my past and how I dealt with bullying before and how it's never led me to a good place. And I don't like the vibe of this already. This does not feel like a really safe place for me, da 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 da. And so after that, she informed me, she was like, well, we should probably go tell the coach. So I was like, okay. So we told the coach, and the coach was like, well, first of all, nobody's whooping nobody's butt. And second of all, nobody's going to lay a hand on you. And I promise that. And if they do, I give you permission to fight back. And I was like, okay. So keep that in mind. Now, other situations have happened. And I will say there is this one funny story time. Like, y'all will laugh. Like, y'all really, bro, this dog is literally like haunting me. I'm like, dude. But no, there is this one story time that I have to tell about one of my ex best friends. Like, it is hilarious. But I had a lot of trauma stories as a kid, and so far, ever since I moved, I haven't had any. And I've been to plenty of school events. I've been to basketball practices. I've been to basketball camps, and I really like the environment here. The environment is completely different. But I'm super excited for my senior year to start. And even though like the stories that I told were not all of my trauma and all of my backstories, there's still a major part of me what made me myself. So I'm just super proud of myself. I know middle school me and elementary school me that wanted to leave this world would be super proud of who they are today. And I know that little girl is looking down on me. She's like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Keep going, keep going. And it's crazy because I'm a senior now. After this year, I go to college. I live on my own. Like, it's ridiculous. And I have a sister, and she's just now in first grade. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I actually am growing up, and I'm matured so well. And till this day, people can say I'm ugly, but now I know if they say I'm ugly, it's because they ugly. What? Like they say, "Oh, she ugly. Oh, she this and that. Oh, she this and that." You're just hating. Nobody's worried about you, boo. Like, clock that T real quick because who do you think you are? You're nobody. You're somebody that wants to feel entitled and involved, and you're not. And that's got nothing to do with me. But I'm super proud of myself. And if there's one thing you guys didn't listen to throughout this whole dang on thing, um, always protect your peace and stand up for who you are and continue to be yourself and don't ever, ever, ever look at yourself in a negative way because you're beautiful inside and out. And just remember that because you are beautiful. I don't care if you've been bullied or if you've been called ugly, you're beautiful. You're beautiful in every single way. And anybody who tells you otherwise are some bum haters and they just want to be involved in your life and just want to know how pretty you are. And they're just some haters. So, yeah. I want to say this is too bad for my second podcast, but I'm really starting to like this because it gets a lot off my chest and it really brings out like the old me and chills. And I love to just tell these stories like this. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode too. And I can't wait to have another one. So, yeah, I guess that's it for this one. Peace out. Bye.